Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237 as I continue my Vincent Price marathon. And this time I will not be doing one by Roger Corman, but doing one from 1973, Theater of Blood, which comes in a 2-film pack with the anthology film From a Whisper to a Scream. Now, Theater of Blood is a pretty popular film, at least of his, from the 70s, along with Madhouse. Released by United Artists, directed by Douglas Hickox, and composed by Michael J. Lewis. And I actually liked the score for this. It reminded me of something, I can't remember what it was. The theme anyway is like a nice, soft, pretty sound. Also stars Ian Hendry, Harry Andrews, Vincent Price's future wife, Coral Brown, whom he met on the set of this while he was married to his previous wife. And it tells a story of a theater actor, a Shakespeare actor, who gets eaten alive by these critics, not literally, but, he gets all these bad reviews from critics, driven to suicide, survives, and 2 years later gets revenge on them by killing them in ways that characters were killed in the Shakespearean play that they gave a bad review for, which I actually thought was a great idea. Diana Rigg plays his daughter. And actually, this is one of Vincent Price's favorite films that he's done. I think I read somewhere that this is actually Diana Rigg's favorite film that she's done as well. I did read that somewhere. Where the hell did I just read that? Guess not. But anyway, a lot of people believe Theater Blood to be actually a sort of a parody of the previous film of his, The Abominable Dr. Phibes, which I do own. I will be reviewing that because of the similarities in plot. Which it also is a horror comedy. It's not really a comedy, as in there's a lot of jokes, but it's the performances are very over the top. And I actually will say Vincent Price, even though he was great in it and he's having a good time, he's supposed to be over the top. He's very theatrical and doing his Shakespearean thing. It's part of it's not like that's his performance. It's just he's kind of supposed to be that over the top. But he's still a blast to watch. In Dr. Phibes, he was a performer who seeks revenge on 9 intended victims, one of which worked with Scotland Yard, as with this film, and he survives. There's the murders they have a theme to them that calls back to something in literature. A female sidekick, which would be his daughter in this film. from what I've heard from people like on here or on like horror pages, Theater Blood is one that kind of gets dismissed, at least by some people. They say, oh, that's a bad, corny, cheesy film. It has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, literature is a big passion of mine as well, so seeing him kill people, you know, that reflect things that happened to characters in Shakespearean stories is an aspect of it that I really enjoy. But it's like right there, I can't get it out. No, it's not Corona. And also, another thing that must have been really fun for Price for this is that the character kind of reminded me of Count Orloff from Lemony Snicket's, because each time he kills someone, he's at some place wearing a disguise, so that he can kind of get with them and kind of go on his theatrical spiel on who he is, what they did, usually in a public place. But even one of them, they're at his home, but he's still, and whatever he's dressed like, he just kind of takes on that persona. Like one of the last ones, it's a heavier set guy, so they kill him with food, which is calls back to well, he's fed his dogs, which is a callback to Queen Tamara and Titus Andronicus, who's force-fed her own children in a pie. But before his identity comes out, he's doing the whole like French chef thing, and then next he's at a hair salon, and he's to kill the female victim who's cuted in lieu of the burning of Joan of Arc and Henry VI Part 1. But there, he's got the big glasses and the fro, because it was 73. And he's doing like, oh, darling, your hair is so... And just, he's having fun with it. And it's just really fun to see him do all these different characters. And, I mean, it's not outright gory, but, like, when she's getting electrocuted, I mean, see, like, burnt hair and burns all over her. It looks pretty good. The first guy is murdered by a mob of people because it shows what happened after he committed suicide, which was jumping into the river. And he's saved by all these vagrants, and he kind of does his thing with them. His layers at the derelict theater of which he used to perform at, and he has all these. His daughter's helping him the most with like this handlebar mustache, sunglasses, and hair. But the homeless people are helping him out. So they all kill the first guy, as suggested, which is when Caesar is killed in Julius Caesar. And every time he kills someone, he gives some sort of line from that play. Like when the guy's killed by homeless people, he says, men, women, countrymen, lend me your ears, or something, something, countrymen, lend me your ears. When he kills the guy in lieu of Hamlet, he does the to be or not to be. Like the second guy is stabbed with a spear, dragged away, tied to a horse, which is from a Troy lesson in Cressida. Third guy is decapitated while sleeping, which is from Cymbeline. Fourth has his heart cut out, like Shylock in the Merchant of Venice. Fifth guy is drowned in a barrel of wine, like the Duke of Clarence and Richard III. Then the sixth one is the guy who's fed his dogs, and then the woman who was electrocuted. That's only 8. There's one I missed. Oh, because the one of them, the guy survives because he got lacerated a bunch of times while fencing, and that's when Vincent Price tells him how he survived his jump. And then he works with Scotland Yard to catch him. Oh, and then there was that one guy who's incredibly jealous of his wife, and Price goes there as like a house called masseuse, and he's giving her a massage, knowing that he was going to come home because he saw him go up there. And when he comes up, he allows Price to leave, and he just suffocates his wife. Which, the unfaithful wife being killed comes from Othello. And when he gets outside, he tells the cops. So, like, he lets him live, but he's older, so he knows he's going to die in prison. And then at the very end, the one that survived the cuts from fencing, he has tied up, and he forces him to present the Best Actor award to him. He's got this contraption with 2 hot daggers on it that will cut his eyes out, like in King Lear. But just then, the police come in, or they hear the siren, so he sets the place on fire. And one of the idiot homeless people stabs his daughter. So like King Lear, his daughter also dies. They save the guy from getting his eyes burned. But then he carries his daughter up to the roof, and then he falls through the ceiling, or the ceiling opens up from the fire, and he falls to his death. I really liked Theater of Blood. I really loved the story the most. Not just the actor getting revenge on critics, but that he twists all the deaths to, you know, be a callback to something in Shakespeare. Also, having it be the play that they gave him a bad review for, and that he says some sort of literary quote from that play. Just, I love that idea. Really fun to see Price go through all those different roles and just have a ball with it. He always did want to play Shakespeare, but because he's Vincent Price, he got pigeonholed as the horror actor. So technically, this is the closest he ever got to playing Shakespeare. I don't know if he ever got to play him on stage or not. Probably. But it kind of different for Price. I mean, especially since watching all the Corman films lately, going up to 73. I mean, it looks like a bigger budget movie, even though it's, I mean, it is, but not to say it looks like a James Cameron film. It only made $1 million at the box office between U.S. and Canada. But, you know, it looks and feels definitely like a 70s film, but it doesn't have that low budget Corman feel. But yeah, I really enjoyed Theater of Blood. I thought it was a lot of fun. Uh, Vincent Price has never given a performance over the phone. He's never given a bad or half-assed performance. But this was one that just watching, you obviously, what else are you going to do with a movie? But you can just tell he's having fun. He's really enjoying what he's doing. He takes pride in it, but he's also having fun. And just seeing him do all these different characters, and of course each death being representative of something in Shakespeare was also really cool. But anyway, and plus I thought I'd mix it up by not doing a Corman Poe film, even though I only have a few more left. But yeah, that is Theater of Blood from '73. Thank you for watching.